We only have a fear or paranoia when we don't understand how it works. AI is a very strongly powerful technology. We never have an intelligence as a technology before. And of course, it's so powerful and it can have consequences. It can create problems. AI is an extension of our mind. We can use it for good. We can use it for enhancing our creativity, imagination. For sure, the future of humanity is human-machine collaboration. And I do hope that we can balance this. There is so much available.
Rafik, it's so lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Yeji from Art For You.
So good to meet you.
I'm such a huge fan of you.
Thank you so much.
So could you introduce yourself first to the Korean audience?
I am Rafik Anadol. I'm a media artist and director. I coined the term data painting in 2008. So last 16 years, imagining data as a pigment, and last 8 years working with AI. And it's my fourth time in Osaka, Seoul. But it's my very first time creating a solo exhibition.
Thank you for doing an interview with us again.
Thank you very much.
So let's go back to the 90s when you were a child living in Istanbul, Turkey. During your TED Talk before, you mentioned that watching Blade Runner for the first time when you were 7 inspired you to becoming dreaming of futuristic world.
Yes.
And my question was, out of many professions like scientists, architects, why did you choose to become an artist?
It's a great question. I think the art was truly from my heart, not the mind, because I think mind was very analytical and mind was very close to computers. But my heart was very close to art. And I felt that I am much more capable of my skill set and motivation and when I stay in the creative context. But I love technology, I love science, but I'm not a scientist, but I love science. I inspire from science. So to me, The Blade Runner is an amazing, this science fiction movie represents me, this idea of remembering the future. So the idea of really bringing past, now, and future together, because art, science, and technology is a form of remembering the future. So I found myself much more close to become an artist than just a scientist. I felt art can be a non-linear imagination that can jump between different time and resources.
Thanks for choosing to become an artist so we could all see your works. And next question is, although your work is AI and data driven, I could sense that your inspiration behind your work is always connected to people and also community near you, especially people around you, I would guess. And Rafik, who are the people who inspiring you the most?
That's a great question. So first of all, since I do art, I always say the same thing. For me, art is for anyone, everyone, any age, any culture. So I believe it's possible to find the language of humanity. And I think AI and our past memories can be used to find this language. So I never quit this path. I'm always finding new ways of how to make art for everyone. That's a very big challenge. My inspiration mostly comes from science fiction, science, technology. I really inspire for people who are pushing the boundaries. Recently, DeepMind Friends released an open source 200 million proteins. Basically, this can be used for curing disease and problems and so forth. So I have a huge respect and love for scientists pushing the boundaries.
And I want to talk more about your work now. So you've used some of the most priceless canvases in the world, like Frank Gehry's Walt Disney Theater and Antonio Gaudí's work. Would you tell us, among these priceless canvases you used, what is the most memorable canvas to you and why?
Oh, all of them are so important. I cannot separate them. Like here in Zaha Hadid's DDP is a beautiful alien. Frank Gehry's Disney Hall, another alien. Each of these projects brought thousands of people together. I remember in Barcelona, we had 65,000 people. In Los Angeles, we had 100,000 people in 5 nights. In DDP, hundreds of thousands of people came together. So that means that these buildings are not just beautiful buildings, but they also connect us, connected like a public space. I think public art is the most important art form because public art is for anyone, everyone, no door, no ceiling, open. This is the street. It's just like life. So I have a huge respect for public art. And those buildings are the canvas. So I think it's possible to activate the cities by using architecture as a canvas.
We would love to know your opinion about the AI's future.
Yes.
So there are lots of controversies around AI topic always. What do you think the future about AI and the art using AI technique?
Like, I'm working with AI for 8 years. I still don't feel complete. Very much rapidly changing field. But I think the good news is understanding a technology like AI is very important. We only have a fear, we only have a hysteria or paranoia when we don't understand how it works. Like, again, in our show, we have a good process wall to really explain the work, the process behind it. So I think if we understand AI, the risks of things may go wrong is lower. But in the meantime, AI is a very strongly powerful technology. We never have an intelligence as a technology before as humanity. And of course, it's so powerful and it can have consequences. It can create problems. That is very important to imagine that AI is a mirror for humanity. And this mirror will reflect who we are. Yes, this mirror can create problems, but the good news is we can use AI to also fix those problems. So there's always hope with AI. And for artists working in the field, I think it's very possible that they may feel, wow, AI is better than me, or AI can create so forth and that, but it doesn't like that. So AI is actually, to me, a thinking brush. AI is extension of our mind. We can use it for good. We can use it for enhancing our creativity, imagination. For sure, the future of humanity is human-machine collaboration. And I do hope that we can balance this. 50% human, 50% machine, like in our work. And always, there's so much open source knowledge. I hope that young artists working with the field can look open source models, open source code. There is so much available.
The more we got to know the new technology, the more the fear around it disappears.
100%.
Yeah. Can you introduce the exhibition in the Futura Seoul and the works you're showcasing here?
This idea was very long time ago started. I have been working with AI now 8 years, and I love nature so much. I think nature is the most intelligent thing we have. Nature is so complex, and nature requires a lot of actually thinking and understanding. So, like any artist loving nature, last 8 years we collect more than 500 million images of nature. Animals, landscapes, clouds, like all type of nature data. And almost 2 years ago, I will say, we took it more serious. As we know, right now there is ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Midjourney, still we have all type of AI. But all of them is focusing on the human reasoning. I do believe nature is also very important. So we decided to create our own AI model called Large Nature Model. And the idea behind AI model is create the world's most advanced AI model about nature. So this show is the very first version of visualizing large nature model.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So as soon as I entered the exhibition space, I was like, wow, and stared at the screen for 5 minutes straight.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to tell you the exhibition space Futura.
Yes.
The architecture itself is amazing. What were your thoughts when you first see this architecture?
Architecturally, it's a beautiful space. Kind of a dream for artists to have a 10-meter ceiling high or light controls, technology, because I'm using light as a material in my work. And I do believe that blending data, AI, and light together, you can create this new material. So we designed the exhibition in 4 galleries. So it starts with especially process wall, which is very important. In all our exhibitions around the world, we always share and show where data comes from, what type of sensors we use, where the inspiration comes from, and so forth. And then second room is gallery 2 is visualizing this data. So we see clearly the raw data sets of millions of images. The third gallery is about the water. It will show us how the life in the rainforest, that water connects us together. And of course, lastly, we are in gallery 4, which is the masterpieces in my humble view. They are turning this data into data sculptures and paintings. And the music in everywhere is also AI made. And lastly, we have a big surprise. I think it's with me now. We also have an AI perfume.
Perfume.
So yes, so this is
made by AI.
Yes. Do you want to try? So you can do
Wow.
this. It's a very high profile, high molecule, and completely AI made. That's AI
It's-
made.
It smells like a grass.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes. So it's not only sound and a visual and image, and but also like the scent. So it's a multi-sensory.
So audience will use all the 5 senses.
Yes.
You accomplished a lot as a successful artist. So 10 years from now, it's gonna be 2034. Where are you and what are you doing?
So I will say the next 10 years, I will be very much focusing on good part of humanity. I'm trying my very best to find how can we be more functional? How can we be more helpful by using technology and art? And I'm dreaming this from my heart, and I'm really trying to make art can heal humanity and truly be functional and not just aesthetics, not just beauty, not just shiny pixels. Something has a strong life support. I'm doing my very best with my team to be functional, to be supportive. And our next dream is called Dataland. I believe we are entering into a new era. And I'm calling this new form of art generative reality. And the idea here is truly imagine the future of art. And I do believe it won't be a painting or sculpture. It will be something else. It will be about creating realities. Not only see and hear, smell, touch, and taste will be a whole complete. So I will be, I hope, next decade, innovating these new experiences.
We all can't wait to see your work after 10 years of research and all the works.
Thank you.
Rafiq, thank you so much for your time and insightful interview. I hope you have a great time in Seoul.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm truly honored to be here, and 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Thank you.